give you a rundown of the class. So we'll be doing a couple of things, and I will address the outlines just a little bit, but maybe you can be relieved to know that we're going to kind of take a break from that, the in-class, and we won't be actually working on the outlines in class, except for when I just go over a couple of things. You won't be working on them. I'm just going to be giving you some tips to remind yourselves as you're getting your drafts together. And then we'll have a lecture on listening. So that's a fun lecture. It's chapter 5. If you see, we're just a little bit ahead of the lecture time, and I'm swapping it out a bit just because we would have been working actually on our outlines, and I think that you need a little bit more time outside of class to put these together. So I'm just shifting things around. Just from the feedback that I've had from my classes outside of class, I think you could benefit from taking a break of in-class workshop. Unless anybody greatly disagrees with me, we can move forward. Okay, so what we're going to do today is first, we're going to take a look at, again, just some reminders where you're going to find that template. If you didn't download the template, you have a due date coming up. So, draft outline informative. So we have some goals here. You definitely want to take the time to download the template in here if you haven't done that already. And pretty soon, if not by now, you're in the position. Let's see if it works. I had to open up a different browser this time, so. You're in a position to start filling in these blanks. You can certainly put in your name. You can certainly put in a reference or two. You can start writing your specific purpose and central idea, and pretty soon, if not now, you're in a position to write those state claim sentences, and just get those in with an in-text citation. You have all the tools for it at this time. I can't stress enough how much time you should be spending on this. It's a lot more than students predict. So if you feel like this is pretty easy, you don't have to spend that much time in here, that's an indicator that you're not spending enough time on this, and you're going to be really panicked before this assignment is due, and you're going to be trying to put things together. So you should be spending about 6 hours a week, and that means you're researching, you're reading through things, you're thinking about things, you're writing a specific purpose statement, you're crossing it out, you're rewriting another specific purpose statement. The claims don't quite sound right, and you're rewriting those. So even though it doesn't feel like you're getting through a lot, it's a process. So please give yourselves the permission to go through this process. If this is the first or second time you put something together like this, respect that it takes time. Even though it feels like you're not getting very much out as you're going through this, you are, so that you are working through this. If you find yourself getting through, you have your references, you have good ideas, you know what your main points are, but it's not coming together for you, that's the time that you should be coming to see me. And so a lot of times students will come to me because they haven't done the research yet. And so if you do that, if you come to me and you haven't done the research yet, I'm going to say first do the research and read through it, because I can't work with you until we get through that point. So be sure that you have that down. If it's the references you're still trying to find, you got to catch up a little bit. So does that give you a balance on what you should be doing? Okay, so I know it doesn't feel like much, but this is a big deal. Just give yourself permission to take the time. The other thing, once you download this and you start filling it out, don't be so committed to everything you wrote. You can change that central idea. So sometimes students, once they start working on this, they're so committed to what they have in there that they stop being so flexible. So you need to be flexible with yourselves as you're going through this process. Be willing to change things, to tweak things, and then you're probably getting to the point in the next few days where we're going to load up on that evidence, which is going underneath the main points. So remember your claim, and you need things to hold up that claim as a recommendation. Well, this is the book too. First point, let me bring this down just a little bit. Okay, let's say, that is awfully small up there, isn't it? Now that's too big. Okay, that's good. So let's say you have your declarative claim right here. Okay, this here, that evidence that supports that, that should be where your scholarly research goes. This one here, B, that's where you're going to start in adding those other types of sources. So if you saw something in a magazine, or maybe it's a news article, that's where that should go. And then some of you have a C underneath here, and that might be your anecdotal or your own personal experience. So since this is a research-based, you want to always put your big guns, which is your big scholarly sources, at the top. Okay. Got a lot of head nods on that. That feels good. Okay. Yeah, this just means understanding. Okay, but was any of that not crystal clear? Any muddy points? Okay, any questions?
Wasn't there like something on there that says you have to submit it to like some other place besides submitting it to you?
Yes.
I don't, what does that
Yes. I do ask you to, it's not due for a while though, I do ask you to submit things to Turnitin. And then Smart Thinking is highly recommended. So Turnitin, there's if I don't have the link in there, I may not have the link in there. Oh no, I do. Turnitin. So Turnitin, you want to make sure your similarity is under 15%. So you'll see that after you submit your drafts. For Smart Thinking, this is not required, but I highly recommend it. This is where you submit for writing tutors, just to help you out.
Gosh darn it. Instead of Smart Thinking, can we just go to the tutoring center?
Yeah.
And just give you a form?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good question. Any other questions? So we're just not there, we're just not at that point, but
Okay.
we'll be there. Okay? All right, we're ready to transition into listening.